Hello, my amazing lions. It's so good to see you. It's Mrs. Clifford, your principal. And one thing I'm hoping for you guys right now is that I'm hoping everyone has happy, healthy hearts. And so I'm going to do another lesson with you to help make sure that you do have a happy, healthy heart right now. So you probably remember last week we learned a strategy called Name It to Tame It. And I told you the story about my mother and my grandfather's farm and how they ended up taming wild horses. So they went from this to nice, tame, peaceful horses. And we talked about how when you put a name to your feeling, it actually changes the way your brain reacts to things you might be worried about or scared or frustrated. And we said that it takes, when you name your feeling, it takes your brain from reacting to then being able to think and manage that emotion. So it makes that emotion not quite as strong and something that you can make a plan for and to be able to deal with that emotion. So today I'm going to talk about two other things that you can do in addition to Name It, Tame It. And I hope you did your homework. Remember, I asked you to make a chart of your feelings and then to make some emojis to go along with your feelings. So here's what I came up with. It was kind of fun. I ended up grouping some of the feelings together because I realized that sometimes there's different names for feelings that kind of make my heart feel in a similar way. And I hope you practice going to your chart throughout the week and naming how you were feeling, whether it was a feeling that you enjoy or a feeling that maybe doesn't feel quite as pleasant. That's really important because I want you to start paying attention to, especially when you have a strong emotion that's one that you enjoy, like peaceful joy, love, feeling proud, all of those different kinds of emotions. I want you to start thinking, well, what's causing me to feel that way? What are the things that make me have these really strong emotions that I enjoy? So that's going to be in the future. But continue. If you didn't make your chart yet, please make your chart, hang it up, and start using it at home. Now, today, I'm going to talk to you about something I know Mrs. Cox has spoken with you about, as well as a lot of your teachers, and that's belly breathing and exercise. I know you're probably thinking, oh, come on, Mrs. Clifford, breathing. I mean, seriously, how does that help me? I'm going to talk a little bit about why that helps, what that strategy would look like, and then we're going to practice it. And I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical at first, the first time I heard that, belly breathing is going to be something that can help manage your emotion. But when you learn about how your brain works, how your body works, you really understand why it works. And I have to tell you, I've been practicing these when I have really strong emotions, and it helps me out. So I promise it will be helpful for you as well. So let's talk about it a little bit. So when you belly breathe, you put your hand on your belly, just a little bit above where your belly button would be, and you breathe in through your nose. You take a deep, long breath, and then you blow out through your mouth. So let's try that once. So deep breath, put your hand on your stomach, and you'll feel your hand moving out. Let's give it a try. Breathe in through your nose. And now blow slowly out your mouth. And try again. You should feel your hand on your stomach moving up. And then as you're blowing out, you'll feel your hand moving back down. Try it again. Boy, that time my hand went up much higher. One thing you can do that would be really fun is you can practice that by laying flat on the ground and get one of your favorite stuffed animals. So I'll use my Leo the lion. I've named this lion our mascot while we're learning from home. But you can practice putting the stuffed animal in your stomach and practice your belly breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth and watch that stuffed animal go way up in the air. See how far you can get that stuffed animal to rise and then lower again. And the reason why it works is because in our brain, I'm going to go back to this drawing again. Remember, I had showed you the book. I've got it right here. I've always got it handy because it's such a great book. I remember I took it from this book, NeuroTeach, which something at our school we've been learning a lot about how our brain works, so that we can be the best teachers we can be for each of you. But remember in this picture, we looked at, we've got our amygdala, which we learned about. And when something happens up here that will cause a really strong emotion, sometimes good emotions, sometimes emotions that, we don't enjoy, not that they're bad, but we just don't enjoy them. Sometimes our brain, and when they're processing it, it's going to go down this track, which is when we're reacting. And that's when we might say or do things that later on we might regret. But we want it to go this way, the reflecting part of the brain, right? So when it goes this way, there's things that we can do that actually release chemicals in the brain that help us to be able to think and reflect on what's happening so we can deal with it in a way that's going to help the problem and not make it worse. So they're called dopamine boosters. So we want to do things that are going to take the way we're handling the situation down this part of the brain so we can help solve the problem and to make it better. Remember, we said all emotions are okay. No emotions are bad. Every single person feels all of these different emotions at different times. We just want to help you when you have a really strong emotion that's making you not feel good, how you can handle that. Okay? So the belly breathing is one way. So I just explained why it works. And it really has to do with how our brain works and our, we want to do things to increase those dopamine boosters. Okay? So the belly breathing does that. It sends chemicals to your brain that helps your brain deal with it in a different way. Okay, so let's practice it. Let's see how this works because we'll do a simulation. So you know how if you're really angry, I get that way sometimes too. Or you're really worried about something and your heart starts racing, your breathing's a little bit different. And see how my face is looking right now, like your face is changing and you can actually, you might feel hot. Sometimes you might sweat because you're so upset. So when you're feeling that way, the belly breathing helps calm all that down, get your heartbeat back down to the regular pace. It helps with your breathing. It just calms and soothes your whole body because it is sending those chemicals to your brain that it's going to be okay. So let's do a little practice exercise. So I'm going to set my timer for 30 seconds, okay? You are going to stand up and you are going to jog in place as fast as you can. When the timer goes off, we're going to sit down and we're going to do 30 seconds of belly breathing. And I really want you to pay attention. How is your heart feeling? How's your breathing after you jog? And then how does the belly breathing help with that? Okay? So 2 simple things. I'm going to set my timer for 30 seconds. Okay? As soon as the timer goes off, we're going to all practice our belly breathing together. Okay? All right, so let me get this timer going. And as soon as I say go ahead and stand up now. Get yourself ready. And I want you to jog as fast as you can in your place, okay? Because then that's going to help our bodies feel like how we would if we were really mad or really worried. All right, on your mark, get set, start jogging as fast as you can. A little faster. 20 seconds. Keep it up. Jog a little faster. Mr. Burgess would be so proud. You've got 10 seconds left. 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right, everyone stop. Sit back down. Think about, how's your heart feel right now? How's your breathing? Is your heart racing? Do you feel kind of hot? And that's exactly how when we have a really strong emotion such as worry or anger or frustration. Now, let's practice our belly breathing and see what it does. Okay, I'm going to set the timer again for 30 seconds. All right, and when I push start, we're going to take deep breaths through our nose, nice and slow, and hold it, and then back out our mouth. Remember, keep your hand on your belly. You should feel your belly expand or get bigger when you're breathing in, and then it'll start to flatten again as you breathe out. Okay, I'm setting the timer. Let's practice our belly breathing. Okay, everyone, breathe in and out. In through your nose, feel your belly get big. Out through your mouth. Now, if we were really upset or really worried or really angry, we would practice that belly breathing for a much longer time. But even in that short amount of time after jogging, is your heart rate starting to slow down? Are you able to breathe a little more normal? Are you feeling a little less warm? And that's exactly what belly breathing will do for us when we have an emotion that's kind of overtaken us. Remember how we talked about how your amygdala can be hijacked? If you have a really strong emotion and you aren't able to switch it from the reaction stage to the logical thinking stage, belly breathing can help you with that. So I want you to practice that. Practice it when a few times a day, times when maybe you're not angry yet, but just so you know how to do belly breathing the right way so that you can use it when you really need it, when you have a strong emotion that you're not enjoying having. Because remember, it releases those chemicals that changes the way your brain is going to react to whatever it is that what made you mad or angry or upset. Something else, guys, that helps. I'll tell you, I've had some worry these past couple of weeks. I've been worried about you and your families and our teachers and my kids and my family. I just want to make sure everyone I know stays healthy and that they're safe right now. And there have been a few times where I've been, just like you, that sometimes the situation and what I'm thinking about has made me start to react, and I didn't like the way I was feeling. So I've practiced belly breathing. Something else that helps me a lot is exercise. When I have kind of started feeling like, oh my goodness, there's so much that we need to do right now, or that I'm worried about people that I love, I've gone for walks. I've said to Mr. Clifford and to my boys, hey guys, let's go take a walk. We take our dog, Daisy, out for a walk around the neighborhood. And I feel so much better after doing that. And what's really cool, the research shows us that being physically active is another one of those things that releases chemicals, like true chemicals in your brain that help us feel better. Because when you have stress or worry, a chemical cortisols, which we don't want, can create the stressful feelings. So it's almost like medicine for your brain. If you engage in physical activity or you practice that belly breathing, It's going to release good chemicals in your brain so that you can think logically about whatever the situation is to help manage that emotion. Remember, all emotions, there's no bad emotion. We all experience all of them. So I'm really just talking about when you have a strong emotion that you just can't seem to shake. It seems to kind of be taking over, or that you're feeling that way for a long time, but you don't like that feeling. So we learned last time, name it to tame it. Simply naming your feeling, stopping and thinking about, gosh, how am I feeling? Why am I feeling that way? That helps your brain go from the reaction stage to the thinking stage. The belly breathing and exercise are the new strategies we talked about today that also help release chemicals in your brain to go from reacting to being able to think about it and manage those emotions. So I hope you practice that. They really truly work. Research supports that. I'm telling you, as your principal, I practice those strategies when I need to. I know Mrs. Cox does, our teachers. They're all really helpful. So I have another assignment for you, homework assignment. I want you to continue using your poster. And I want you, especially when you have the feelings that you really enjoy, like the relaxed, peaceful joy, being surprised in a good way, or excited, or feeling love, or being humble or proud. When you have those feelings you really like, go to the poster, identify, name your feeling, and think about, why am I feeling that way? What did I do right before that? Maybe relax. Maybe you read a really good book that you enjoyed. Maybe you were happy after you maybe FaceTimed one of your friends. Really think about, what are the things that are making you feel really good, strong emotions that you enjoy. Have your parents email me. Let me know what those things are. Maybe it's playing basketball outside in your yard. Maybe it's playing a game with your family. Maybe it's because you learned something new and you were successful with it, with something your teachers are sending you. So that's your homework. I want you to keep track of the activities or the things you do that bring you joy and happiness and peace, that make you feel good. Have your parents email me, because I want to be able to share those ideas, those things that people can do in the next lesson. Okay? So let's recap. Name it to tame it. That's one strategy to help deal with a strong emotion. The two things we learned today are your belly breathing. Remember, your belly should go up when you're breathing in through your nose, and your belly will go back down when you breathe out through your mouth. And exercise. Those things, remember, release good chemicals in your brain that help you to be able to deal with the strong emotion in a way that's going to help you out. And your homework assignment, practice using the chart, your emotions chart that you made, and keep track of, what are the things that you do that bring out those good emotions that you enjoy in your life. Have your parents email me and share with me what those things are, because then I'd like to share with everyone else, to give everyone else some ideas and tools of things that they can do to help experience those good emotions. All right, Lions, I really am hoping you have happy, healthy hearts today, and I can't wait to see you again for the next lesson. Have a wonderful day. Bye, Lions.